¿Qué pasa, mi amigos? Nima here, and I want to talk about Nintendo Switch Online Expansion Pass. Why? Because I want to talk about the fact that it is time for you to get it. If you're interested in it, you should have already gotten it. Honestly, F-Zero X just released for it on Friday, and my god. See, it's such a contrast to what Chocobo GP is, and I'm here for it. That's all I can say. But before we get into it, I do want to remind you guys to please hit that like and subscribe button. If you don't, I will stalk you. Yes, I will come after you. I will be waiting in the bush right outside of your house. So you better hit that button. Anyway, so ultimately F-Zero X was a game that I wasn't that excited for. To be honest, I've never owned a 64, at least I didn't when I was growing up, and so most of the N64 games I never played, which is kind of why the NSO expansion pass was worth it to me. Like, from the jump, it was definitely something I was interested in. Hadn't played any of the Zeldas or Banjo-Kazooie or any of those things, so totally worth it. But now, I see something even better. With F-Zero X coming out, like, I think it's the time to get it. I really do. Next week, we've got the Mario DLC. The Mario Kart DLC, I should say. And we've had all these great games coming out. And like, even if you've played them before or you want to play them again, even if you have a 64, you can't find all these games unless you already have them. And if you do, kudos to you. But most people don't. And trying to find them, super expensive. And a lot of these games that are releasing on the NSO expansion pack have options and features that the originals just don't. With F-Zero X coming out, like, for one, the online mode, like, that's the whole reason to play, I think. Like, I've had a ton of fun playing with a lot of my friends, and the online stability has held up really well, so I haven't had any issues with that. But this is a mode you couldn't have played before. You could play, yes, of course, with like 4 people in your living room, but let's be honest, like, it's just not much of an option anymore. Like, for some of us, sure, but for a lot of us, no. We have to only play like online. Like, we have friends who live across the world, and people have kids and lives and all sorts of stuff, so it's hard to really get together. But this really changed the game for me. Not to mention the fact that this game holds like a really, really solid FPS on it. Like, I think 60 frames, I believe, which is insane, right? Like, a 64 game, there's a lot of Nintendo Switch games that can't hold that. The expression of speed is another thing that I just have to fawn over for a little bit, because I've played a lot of racing games lately, like a ton of them. Choco GP, I played The Need for Speed, Paradise City, whatever that's called. But none of them express the speed that F-Zero X has. Like, the game, you actually feel it sometimes, like, you're going so fast you're out of control. Yeah, not to mention the, like, almost 4-dimensional racetracks where you're all over the place. You're doing 360s, you're 720s, you're crashing, you're flying around. Just so much fun. And then you compare that, too, with the fact that, like, the graphics, they really, really hold up. This is a game that I can't go on enough about. And part of it is off the heels of Chocobo GP, which is just garbage. This game, it makes you want to play more. There's a ton of characters that are available for you to unlock, and then just off the get as well, you've got a whole bunch. So this game is why we love racing games, like, in general, because it has the unlockables. It has the different modes, like a bunch of different modes. Has the online, has the unlockable characters that you get not through a battle pass, not through microtransactions. No, you get it through playing the game. And by the way, different tracks. A lot of different tracks. All of that is spread out before you, and it's free if you're an NSO expansion pack member. Now, if you're not, that kind of sucks, because I don't know if you can actually, I don't believe you could buy it anyway. Like, but I think it's time to invest that $4 or $4.25 a month into getting the expansion pass. You just add up everything that there is, and all the free DLC. There's a good chance there's more DLC coming for it, as well as just all the games. And this game alone, I think, is worth, $20-$30. All the Zeldas, if they re-release them, $20. The Paper Mario, Banjo-Kazooie, go down the list, and we know there's more coming, because Nintendo's been doing a great job of actually releasing these games. And there's talk about, and I don't want to get too much into it, but there's talk about the Game Boy Advance and Game Boy Color and a bunch of other systems coming to the fray. And I just have to say, though, with F-Zero X, so much fun. I can't recommend playing this game enough, especially if you're into racing games, and the online component, the modes, it really just crushes it. I can't say enough. It's been a lot of fun playing it. Anyway, Thanks, guys. I appreciate you so much. I truly do. Everything that you guys do with the views, the likes, the subscribes. And coming within the next couple days, I will be releasing the new videos on the sales for the weeks and which games you should pick up and which games maybe you should avoid. We'll be checking into all of that. Anyway, thanks, guys. Have a good one.